I actually was just sitting here thinking as Shonte was talking, like I do have experiences with that. I have experience with people that are just always negative. Never had nothing good to say about anybody. I ain't never, you ever think back like, damn, I ain't never even heard her give nobody no compliments. So like, it's always look at her shoe, look at what she got on. It's just negativity all the time. And when we're young, we think that that's okay because the negativity isn't directed towards us. It's only not directed towards us when we are around. Right. Because I get to thinking like, you know what? If you're talking about everybody to me,
hello,
you got to be talking about me to everybody.
Where my horn at?
So, yeah.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the StraightChaos Nochaser podcast. I'm Adrian, your host, and today my guests are best friend Shonte. Y'all already know who and what it is. And then my girl, Kateisa. What's up?
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on?
What's up there?
Listen, I'm so tired. Like, why I feel like it's so late in the day? Well, for y'all it is. For me, it's not. But I just feel like it's like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, the day been long.
Yeah, what the day is longer, yes, because we have sprung forward. So there's more light outside. But the day's supposed to go by faster. That's how I always think about it. When time goes forward, I feel like the day goes by faster. When time goes back, I feel like the day is slower, but I get to sleep more.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into things, let's go ahead and get these shots ready. Shonte, don't be reluctant. You know what it is.
I'm ready, baby.
Okay. So, Kateisa like to take shots on this show because I like to, well, let me not say I like to take shots. I like to do trivia. And in those trivia segments, we take shots. So, I'm going to ask you a question, Kateisa. You and Shonte are partners. If you get it wrong, both of you got to take the shot. Cool. Yay.
Lord. Okay.
So, in light of our podcast episode today, talking about friends, TLC made a song called What About Your Friends? You remember that song? What about your friends? Okay. When did that song come out? What year?
Ooh. And you can't even phone a friend, so I don't know. I know a long time ago. We was in elementary school.
This is true.
1994?
Ah, man, you know what? 2 years shy. 1992.
Oh, man.
Almost. You know what? I'll let you redeem yourself. What was the name of that album?
Crazy. No. It wasn't that one. It wasn't Crazy. It's cool. Oh God, I can see the album cover.
It's okay. You ain't gonna.
Shonte, what your name?
Huh? Shonte, you don't know.
I only remember. You
only remember that Red Light Special. I'll give you the red.
Wait.
Light.
I'm gonna say I'm just Crazy Sexy Cool.
No, just go ahead.
It wasn't that one. That's not the same album cover. All right, whatever.
No, it was Ooh on the TLC tip.
Oh yeah,
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, cheers, friend.
What y'all drinking over there?
You know what I got to drink.
Oh, I know what she drinking. Tito. You drinking tequila, Kateisa?
Yes.
See, look at me know my friends.
What kind of tequila you got, Kateisa?
Probably Patron.
No, Cincoro
Who?
Blanco. You know that new Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I haven't tried it, but
yeah,
the agave is the best, but they had this on sale, so we got it.
I stopped drinking tequila with Kateisa. Patron, undergrad. No, we were out of undergrad, but Patron. Yeah, no. That's a negative.
I used to love me some Patron and pineapple. That used to be my drink.
You know, I used to like that perfect margarita at Applebee's. I think they used to use the 1800 in that one. Good. So I'm gonna start with Kateisa. What's good? What's bad? And what's ugly?
Just in general, just life, anything,
whatever it is.
Well, I can't say that anything is ugly. I really won't say that anything is bad, except for the fact that I'm still dealing with some post-COVID symptoms, things that I'm still trying to get adjusted to and trying to get right. Lots of good stuff going on though. Got a new job.
Okay.
Of course, we got a semi-new baby. She's 6 months now.
She's so cute.
Thank you. Other than that, I mean, life seems to be good. Kel got a raise.
We like money.
Yeah, money. So, overall, my mom and dad are doing good. You know, his mom and dad are doing good. So, not really a whole lot of bad going on right now. Just, you know, it's kind of how you look at things. You can take it and say it's bad, or you can just say, okay, I'm gonna roll with the punches and make the best of it. So that's kind of how it is.
I mean, that's good though. Like, you're not gonna always have something that's bad or ugly in your life.
That's right.
Give you a platform to say if there is something. It's not always that you have something going on, so that's good. It's a blessing, and it is how you look at things. You know, half glass empty versus half glass full. Shonte, what you got for me, friend?
What's good? What I got that's good? Today my hangover didn't last that long because I was struggling this morning.
That's good.
I got fucking trashed yesterday. Okay, I literally drunk all day at work. Like, I need to get a new job. This is just crazy that it's drink all fucking day. So yeah.
It's fun.
I mean, hey, that's the
pretty
that's a fun job.
Yeah, that shit was too much goddamn fun. So I woke up looking goddamn stupid this morning.
Stuck in the face.
What's bad? What's bad? I still have got no stimulus check.
They need to work on that. Really, now, last time it was funny. This time it ain't funny.
They're still weighing on me that I have not gotten any.
You haven't got any?
No.
Wow.
I did just do my taxes though, so I think technically I'll get the first two for my taxes. But that 14, I ain't seek that, and I need that for me and my child. They need to run me that. I am a poor person. I need to stop playing.
You are not poor.
Yeah, all of a sudden they want to mail my stuff.
And I'm wondering if that's what they did to me because we moved. So
that's what they did.
Maybe. But then when I try to look at it online, it don't give me no information. So, what do I have that's ugly? I don't think I have nothing really ugly this time that I can think of in my head right now. Anyway,
that's good.
Now you need to tell us what's good, what's bad.
Wait, go back What's good? I feel better today. I was having a rough week last week. Shonte, no. Ooh.
Oh yeah, you was. I was like,
I was ready to throw everything in the trash. Everything.
Hmm.
What's good today? Actually, I found my no today. I told a couple people no today.
Yay.
Yes, no. Mm-mm. You know how sometimes you just try to make something work?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. You was like, oh, I'm sorry. I meant to do this and I didn't. But I was like, well, I guess you should think about that. And next time plan accordingly, because if I got to give it to you in the time frame that you request, you won't get it. You're not going to get it. What's bad? I'm a little tired. I had a long weekend. My cousins came out here from Florida. It was really, really good to see them and catch up with them. I think this age is kind of getting to me because I had 9 hours of sleep, but I'm a little tired.
Are you tired? You had too much sleep.
I'm tired.
Yeah. Sometimes you can sleep too much.
I'm tired.
If I sleep too much, I'm too tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's ugly? Right now, the only thing that's ugly is my couch that my dog chewed. I need a new one. I mean, that mug is ugly. It's oogly. Remember you said it's oogly. I mean the whole right arm, the leather is off. I can almost see the wood. That's how much.
Which dog did that?
My Roddy. She down on the floor sleeping peacefully. That's why she went to Georgia, because when I had her as a puppy, about 6 months old, she started tearing up my couch, and then she started tearing it up through the kennel. I was like, oh, you need to go. So I shipped her to Georgia because my parents have 5 acres of land. So I brought her back out here because I wanted to breed her. And she's pregnant. But she came back and she was like, oh, I need to finish that. Oh, and baby, she finished it. It's a work of art. It's ugly, though.
Oh, man.
But, you know, I actually want to share a story that's good. It's kind of funny. It's real quick. I went to work on yesterday, and I worked with this older white lady, and she said, ooh, Dr. H, I got this man for you. Like, oh, got him. I was like, what? She's like, he is so handsome. He looked like Tay Diggs. You know, older white women, they either know Tay Diggs or Denzel Washington. She's like, he looked like Tay Diggs. I mean, he is handsome. He is nice. He's a doctor. I was like, oh, okay. We in surgery. She's like, she behind me. Cause we both, it's one surgery room and there's 2 tables. So both of us doing surgery. She behind me. She's like, he is just handsome. He's nice. And yeah, I think you should. I said, well, where you at? What's up with it? She's like,
right.
He's my pain doctor and yada, yada, yada. And I was like, ooh, okay. That means he got a lot of money. And I was like, wait, is his name Ruben Alexander? Because that's my line sister Alicia's husband who lives out here. I said, wait.
And he does look like Tay Diggs.
I said, is his name Ruben Alexander? And she said, no, it's not Alexander. And then she goes, his name is Dr. Campbell. I said, that's Ruben's partner. He's married. She's like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't see a wedding ring on his finger. I said, child, they don't wear wedding rings no more. She was like, oh, man, I thought I had you one. I said, you 0-1. You know, I'm like, who are you? She's like, I did not know he's married. He is so nice and he is so handsome. Oh, my goodness. And he just comes in there with his hats on and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yes, he is married. I have been to events with he and his wife. She is a beautiful lady. She's like, oh, my bad. I need you to find me somebody. You done got my hopes up, lady.
I was about to say, you done got my hopes up like that. What?
Then today, the same thing happened again. Somebody worked to me. Oh, you know what? This man, he is so handsome. He is fine. I don't think he married, though. You know what? I think he is married. I was like, can y'all please stop trying to set me up? I'm okay. Because all of them married. That is not my alley. But yeah.
Y'all feeling miserably.
They 0-1. So anyway. So we're going to get into our episode today. I think I said episode today. My lips too big. So we're going to go ahead and get into our conversation today. How far do you follow your friends? Outgrowing friendships.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody actually reached out to me and was like, you know what? You should talk about outgrowing friendships. I was like, ooh, that's a good one because we are in our seasoned middle age, and I'm pretty sure that we have outgrown some friendships, regardless of what the reason may be. And so while I was thinking about this episode, I was like, you know what? What are the reasons that people outgrow friendships? You know? And the first one I was thinking about was that something doesn't serve you anymore. And so I don't know if this applies to you guys and the experiences that you've had, but I think that people outgrow these friendships because something that you had in common brought you together. Like maybe you worked together, or you had class together, or you lived in the same neighborhood, same apartment complex or something like that. It's kind of like convenience. Or maybe you was working on something together. You ain't working on it, so it's like, I don't see the need for it. Like, what do y'all think about that? Like, something doesn't serve you. Because that's what I hear people say sometimes. Like, it didn't serve me anymore. And it sounds selfish, actually. It can sound selfish. Like, it don't serve me. Like, I don't get nothing out of it. So what do y'all think about that?
Well, I think I see it both ways because I don't feel like you should necessarily have to always get something out of a friendship. Like, why we just can't be friends and that just be it.
Right.
But at the same time, if you are spending time with people, no one wants to waste their time.
Right.
So in hindsight, that's when you're kind of like, what am I getting out of this? Or I think too, is it like something negative? Is this person a negative person? How do you feel when you're around this person? So sometimes you might not get something out of a friendship, but you might have a good time around that person. You might have like good energy when you get around that person, or that person bring like a better attitude out of you or something. So,
but then in that case, like if somebody brings out the best in you or the fun parts of you, then you're getting something out of the relationship, the friendship.
But I mean, you might not act like that when you're not around that one person. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying?
So, but is it a good thing or a bad thing? Because if you, like, say you are more relaxed or you are more inclined to not have too many cares when you're around this person, just kind of be spontaneous or something, is that a bad thing? No, I feel like it's a good thing. So I think that if it brings out a negative response from you, then that's probably not too good. But if it brings out, something good where like, man, she seems more relaxed, or she seems more like she can be herself, or this, that, and the other, I think that those are good relationships to hold on to. What about you, Kateisa?
So for me, I've seen it on kind of both sides. I've seen where around certain people, the most, I wouldn't say the best or the most fun sides of me, but maybe things that I wouldn't normally do. And not saying that they were good things or things that caused good things to happen. Things that I wouldn't normally do that eventually led to bad decisions that could affect my livelihood, my life, and others around me. So for me, it might have been, oh, you bring out the wild side of me, but my wild side sometimes has no cap on it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's when I'm with you, God, I'm waking up every day and $300-$400 on my account because I just don't want, I'm waking up dead to the world. I'm acting out in ways that I wouldn't normally act out. I've seen it on that end, and I've also seen it on the end where there are some people that do bring out the better sides of you. You feel more comfortable. You talk more. Um, you reveal more. You trust more. I've seen that as well. But I've also seen where there are some people where you just feel like you can't be yourself because you're constantly being judged. Somebody's thinking something about you, or you feel like I've even been in a situation, y'all, where I wouldn't let go of a friendship because of what I thought somebody knew about me. And if you ever find yourself in that situation, that's not a friend in the first place because they're gonna tell it whether y'all talking or whether y'all aren't.
Right.
So so I've been in that situation as well where I knew the friendship didn't serve me any purpose. Like if that person was out of my life wasn't worse and it wasn't better. So that means that you're not serving anything because for me, I need people around me that make me better.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just wouldn't let go of the friendship. I kept the communication open because I was scared of what that person knew about me from the past.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen it from that end as well.
So when you let go of that person, like, was it something where you just cut this person off or you gradually like removed yourself from this person? Like, are y'all amicable? Yeah. Are y'all?
No, I'm lights on, lights off. Like in many ways, there's no gray area for me. When it comes to friendship and loyalty, there's no gray area for me. You either loyal or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was, I'm done talking to that person. Like I'm not a person that's got to have closure anymore. And I'm really grateful for that. Like I don't have to talk to you and say, okay, this is our last conversation. We're not going to be friends after this. If I make up in my mind that we're not friends anymore, that's a decision that I made. I don't need your permission for that. So it was just, I'm done, never reached out, never talked anymore. And what really sealed the fate for me was disconnecting from phone, social media. If we're not friends anymore, I don't need to follow you. You don't need to follow me. I definitely don't need to have your phone number in my phone because I don't want to have that connection anymore. For me, when I cut ties, I have to cut all ties because I'm a person that can be strong alone sometimes, which is to me a weakness. But my husband says sometimes that's a good thing because you're dependable. He says it's a dependable thing. I don't know if that's just because he can depend on me or what, but I have to cut all ties because I can be real back in because I wear my heart on my sleeve. And a person can say, I'm so sorry, and they done the worst thing ever to me, and apology just don't get it, but I'll consider talking to them again.
Right.
So for me, I have to it's lights on, lights off for me. So.
That was some good light shit because sometimes people don't know how to cut off a relationship and especially a friendship. So for you to say like, I just disconnect everything. Note taken. So another reason that I believe that people fall out of friendships is because they are tired of them being one-sided. So, we all have seen or have those friends where it's whatever they want to do. Or you always know what they want to do. Only come over their house. Only hang out when they want to hang out. When they call you. But when you want to do something, it's, oh, I'm busy, or oh, I'm tired, or oh, I'm that. And then if you don't give in to what they want, sometimes they get attitude, they feel away, and it be like, but when I want to hang out, you don't want to hang out. So make it make sense. Me personally, I can't say that I've had I can't say that I've fallen out of a friendship because of something being one-sided. What I do is I try to understand people's boundaries and understand that we're growing and we got, we have different things going on in our lives. So if you can't hang out when I want to hang out, I understand that. And I like to be around people that can understand, like, if I don't want to hang out, I really don't have to give you an explanation. That's what I'm getting at with my life. Like, I really don't even have to give you an explanation if I don't want to hang out. It can just be like, no, because I feel obliged to explain stuff to people. And that's something that I'm trying to get away from. But I can't say that I really have any one-sided friendships. What about y'all?
let me think. I don't think I may have one friendship that's, I won't really say it's one sided, but I do have a friend that she's just a person. She wants everybody to do what she want to do. She want everybody to go where she want to go. She want everybody to eat what she want to eat. She want everybody to sit on the side she want to sit. Like, she's just one of them people. But I also don't have no problem telling her ass no. I be like, bitch, no. And she's like, why? I be like, because I said fucking no. Like, I'm a whole adult. I don't have to fucking do what you say.
Right.
So I want to go here. I'll be like, okay, well, I don't want to go there, so I'm not going. I'll catch your ass later. Like,
Right.
which she be mad for a second, but then she be like, okay. I'll be like, yeah, go find you somebody to fucking play with, because it ain't me. I don't know.
What about you?
But other than that, I think that's it. Like, I think all my other friends, we are pretty much kind of more go with the flow. Everybody pick a place, pick it here and there, like all the way around. That I can think of, yeah.
What about you, Kateisa?
So for me, I have been in situations where I felt things were one-sided. But the one thing that I commit myself to in friendships, and if I can't do this, then we ain't friends. That's just what it is. I commit myself to telling people how I feel. Adrian, you know that. I tell people how I feel. I express things. If I'm wrong, I say I'm sorry. But I have had to tell a friend before because it got to the point where I was going to everything that this friend was planning, everything that was birthday, children stuff, you know, everything. And then when I would have something, it would always be, you know, I got something going on, you know. And so I started noticing it. And I even brought it to Kel's attention. He was like, you know what, you're right. You know, we ain't seen so-and-so in about a year. You know, we done had a couple things going on. And I think missing my baby shower was the last straw for me. But here's what this friend does, y'all. This friend misses things, but to make up for it with a gift. Like, this person didn't come to my baby shower, but sent me $200 for the baby. And for me, it's like, okay, there's a medium, but sometimes I just want to see you there. I want to know that I'm important enough for you to carve out some time in your day, because I'm going to tell you something. Everybody busy. Even if I'm busy laying in my bed, that's still me being busy. So I make time to come see you and come celebrate with you. And you knew, you know, what it took for us to have a baby, because you're a part of our circle. And you decided, matter of fact, takes me the day of the baby shower and said, I'm not going to be able to make it. And it was like, that's no surprise. It should never get to that point in a friendship when people are just not surprised that you're not coming. And I could see if there were things going on, because people are in different places in their lives, you know, at different times. But that's not the case. It's just, you actually told somebody that you was coming to the baby shower. I'm trying to tell this without, you know, revealing who I'm talking about. You told somebody that you was coming to the baby shower, so use my baby shower as a cover for you to go trick off somewhere and do some crazy stuff. So that's when I got really upset. And, I was going to send you something for the baby. I know you're going to send me something. You know, and I almost sent them $200 back. So Kid was like, no, we need that.
You better than me.
Yeah, hell no.
But, you know, I was finna say, like, even when you were like, they can't make it, but they sent me something. Because I was finna say, I mean, what's wrong with them sending you money because they couldn't make it? However, I get it. It
happens all the time.
I get the fact that it's like you can never show up. You know, you can never show up, because sometimes it is about being present. So I can understand that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Another reason that I think that people outgrow friendships is because one of the things I say is, you know, people have ways about themselves, right? So sometimes people do certain things that you just like, this is working my nerves. And sometimes people sometimes people be doing the most, or just the way they handle stuff. Like if they'll leave you high and dry, if they you know, whatever. But what I say is, you have to determine who a person is. And once you determine who they are and those traits that they have that are ugly, you have to determine whether you can get with it or not. And if you can't get with it,
Right.
then you throw them deuces. And if you can get with it, then you just understand who this person is. And so I had a friend like that, a good friend of mine. I love her to death. And she would sometimes like leave me when it came down to her dude. And it would make me feel away. Like, it happened like twice. Like, we would be somewhere, and if he showed up, whether we were with a group of people or not, if she and I came together, if he came, she'd be like, I'm out. So it happened the first time, and I was like, okay, fine, because I was with some other people, and I wasn't bothered by it. But the second time that it happened, I just was like, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't do that to you. And she was like, I know, like, I'm sorry. And, you know, I made sure that you got home. I said, I understand that. But it's like you and I, we had time together. And then you just kind of like dumped me for your dude. So I just kind of thought about it, because as a whole, like, she's a great person. Like, I love her to death. And she has some really, really good qualities about her. But just that one thing was just like, for me. So I had to realize, I'm like, okay, so this is who she is and this is what she'll do. And so, you know, either you're going to get with it or not. And I was okay with it, because all I know is when it comes down to him, it's like nothing else matters. So I understood that about her. So I think it's more so like understanding who a person is. Because when they say when a person shows you who they are, believe them. So when she showed me that, that's just what I expect. So then in the future, or if it happened again, in which actually it really didn't, because I think maybe I told her that last time, like, yo, that was real messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't do that to you, and I don't appreciate that. It never really happened again, but it's like I know that this is who you are, so I expect that from you if you ever do it again. So then I wouldn't be upset, because I'm like, well, this is who she is, so whatever. And I have chosen to remain friends with her. And so that's my decision. And again, I couldn't get mad, because I feel like you can't complain about something or be upset about something that you're not willing to change. I didn't want to change it, because like I said, our friendship had much more to it than just that small aspect of her. So it wasn't worth me letting go of the friendship over. So yeah. Anything similar to that? Like people and their traits, whether you decided to keep them or let them go? Because sometimes people are confrontational. Sometimes people are always unruly when you go out to drink. And that can be annoying. Like every time you go out and you got to be in some shit because a person, you know, always getting in something or whatever. So do y'all have any experiences like that, or a reason that you kind of let somebody go?
I think I could kind of say the same thing. Like one of my friends, she would, when I would have stuff, she would always find some kind of way. Like, for instance, if it's like a birthday, or like she missed my baby shower, and it's always like, oh, well, I did not that. And then she just disappear, and I don't hear from her for a while. And I'm just like, but you will claim I'm just one of your closest friends. And I think one of the times I really, really told her about her stuff, because she missed like a couple of birthdays. And I want to say if she had stuff here, I would never miss hers. But when I had Dallas, she didn't come to my baby shower. And then, like, she never even saw Dallas until he was like 8 months, I want to say. He was taking, I remember when she came to my house, he was taking steps. So I'm like, bitch, he almost a fucking year old, and you just now seeing him. Like, but you supposed to be one of my closest friends. Like,
live in the same city as you?
Him. Yep. Be right the fuck there. Or she is one of the, and she's also one of the people that, I don't want to say she's not a jealous person, but she rather me, like, if I'm having something for my birthday the next day, or if I'm having something the next day, she wants to hang with me the night before and like have a night with me. And I'm like, nah, because now I'm going to be trashed the next day. and then I ain't gonna be able to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But she wants, I don't know if she wants a focal point to be a me and her thing. Or what? It's just like for instance, one year Q had all my friends surprise me at a bar for my birthday. She came to see me the night before, and she was like, "Let's go out," but I was working, so I was like, "Nah, I'm going home when I get off or whatever." And she just kept telling me, she was like, "I got something to tell you, but you're gonna be don't be mad at me." Or either she said don't for me not to be mad at her, or she said Q was gonna be mad at her. I want to say she said Q was gonna be mad at her. So turn around, I think she got fucked up that night, where she didn't make my birthday to the little surprise thing or whatever. So when it all happened, and I'm thinking back, I'm like, I'm not 100% sure because I never asked her, but I'm sure she was gonna tell me about the surprise. Yeah, she wanted to be the one to tell me. I don't know. Because what else would he be mad at her about? She was gonna tell me. I know she was.
But it's like, wow, like that's just like some, I can't call it jealousy, but it's just kind of like, I want to be able to, tell it, or I want to be the one to reveal
like I want to be
surprise.
The person. Like, yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Because
like,
then too,
that's some old narcissistic, self-absorbed stuff.
That would have been a whole 24 hours or so before it even happened. So, like, why would you, like, why you want to say it? Because you're not going to be there tomorrow? And you trying to chill with me tonight?
And then, like, if you know I'm hanging out the next day, why you want to hang out tonight anyway? Especially the way I drink and the way she drink, I know I would have been toe up. I wouldn't want to go nowhere. But that's what she would have wanted.
So you and this person who has shown up some of the time, like, are y'all still really close like y'all used to be? Or is this something where, you know, things kind of get watered down and you just kind of hang out when you see each other? Like,
I don't want to say it's watered down. We still hang out, but it's nowhere near like it used to be. Because we used to hang out like a whole lot. Like, you know, went on trips together and shit. But she's not a dependable person. Like,
which is important.
She wouldn't be one of them people that I would trust to do something that I really needed to get done. I'll just be like, nah, she might not show up. Like, I wouldn't be like, hey, can you pick up Dallas to school for me? Motherfuckers would be sitting out there. Like, I wouldn't have her do nothing that I couldn't do without.
And that doesn't make her a friend. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and like I say, it had got to a point to where when she would miss stuff, or we might even plan to do something, and it just be some type of fucking bullshit, to where it gets like Kateisa was saying with her friend. Now it's not even surprising no more. Like, okay, whatever, it's going on. And then it's crazy too. It's like sometimes, like in my experience with the friends that I done, things have been kind of shaky with, I'd be like, let me sit back and look at who they friends with, and like how long they been friends with these people. Like, and the people that I feel like I have had issues with, they go through a lot of different friends. They fall out with people all the time. So that just made me be like, well, shit, it ain't me, motherfucker, it's you. Like, you the common denominator. Yes. Motherfuckers don't fuck with you like that.
Yes. And that's very true, because when you start paying attention to, like, are you always having issues? Like, are you always falling out with people and then piecing it back together and then falling out? Like, those are some flags, and I pay attention to that too. And then also I pay attention to people who be like, yeah, this is my best friend. I'm like, how long y'all been best friends? Oh, for about a year or two. I'm like, okay. Like if you 30 and your best friend,
on the word best friend.
If you 30
lightly.
and your best friend you have 2 years, yeah, I'll be looking for people to be like 15, 20 years. Like we've been friends for that long.
Well, a lot of people don't stay friends. So
Yeah.
everybody don't have but you know what? I think that kind of comes from things probably being one sided. It probably was that one friend that was always doing this, always doing that, and the other motherfucker just never. And so when shit is one sided, that other person gonna eventually be like, nah, I'm good. Or this friendship ain't gonna be like it was, if anything.
So I actually was just sitting here thinking as Shonte was talking, like I do have experiences with that. I have experience with people that are just always negative. Never had nothing good to say about anybody. I ain't never, you ever think back like, damn, I ain't never even heard her give nobody no compliments. So like, it's always look at her shoe, look at what she got on. It's just negativity all the time. And when we're young, we think that that's okay because the negativity isn't directed towards us. It's only not directed towards us when we're around. Right. Because I get to thinking like, you know what? If you're talking about everybody to me,
hello,
you got to be talking about me to everybody.
Where my horn at?
So yeah. So I got to the point where I just was like, damn, like, okay, I talk trash. I say little stuff, but I ain't negative all the time. Like, you need some positivity somewhere. I laugh at little stuff and say little stuff, but I've had that one person that just never had nothing good to say about anybody, just always finding something that somebody had and say, oh, she got that because so-and-so, and she did this, she did that. It's never that, I'm just happy that you got this. I'm happy that this happened to you. I'm happy that this was for you. It was, just always something bad about somebody. And ironically, it was the same person that anytime we went out to eat, I had never been out to eat with that person, not one time, y'all, and they didn't send some shit back.
Well, now that's some bullshit. I do not like that shit right there.
When I tell you, I was like, and then we had, Candida's my best friend. She was there with us. God, she done seen everything back. And I was like, this ain't right, this ain't right, this ain't right, and it happens every single time. And I was like, okay, I made a conscious decision. I'm never going out with you. I'm never going out to eat with you again because nothing is ever to your satisfaction. Yeah, it was too much. It was too much for me. When you sending drinks back and you tell me they just,
I know
that ain't the right vodka in that drink. Yeah. But when you get in it, you be telling me that ain't the right vodka in it. Like, how you know that in a mixed drink?
Vodka connoisseur.
Yeah, in a mixed drink, you telling a motherfucking lie. Like,
yeah, so I'm like, what are you talking about? That's a what? No. So
and then unless you like an alcoholic like moi, you drink that shit all the time, you don't fucking know. Like, what the hell ever?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't drink that. Okay.
So did you?
And don't it always be them? It always be them people that ain't got a pot to piece in and a winner to throw out. You be like, girl, I just saw you drinking Mr. Boston 2 days ago. What are you talking about?
That Mr. Boston, baby.
What are you talking about? So
negative.
Yeah.
So did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
So,
did you remove yourself from that friendship, or just kind of like a sometime?
It gradually fell away. Contact began to be less frequent, and then eventually it was like, you text me one day and I'm like, who it is? Because eventually I navigated your number out of my phone because I was like, this is not, we headed in 2 different directions.
Yeah.
And it was very obvious because even in our lifestyles, we just different. We believe in different things, and I have lots of friends that I believe in different things. You know, I think this is different. I feel this way. I feel that way. And they did something different, but it doesn't mean I think they're bad people. This is just
Mm-hmm.
how I think.
Mm-hmm.
And if I never agreed with this person, I was being judgmental. I can't tell you how many times I've been told that I'm judging people. No, this is just how I was raised. This is what I think. Does it mean that I'm right? No. Does it mean that you're right? No. It don't mean that either of us wrong.
So you just give me
Then
your
we agree to
opinion.
disagree. Right, just opinion. And it got to that point, you know, like, oh, he's just being judgmental. It's not being judgmental. And I've had to check myself so many times. I can't tell you how many times I've checked myself and asked people, am I being judgmental by thinking this, you know, or just saying this is how I think? And I got to the point where I was really scaling back on what I would let people, what I would say to people. Like I was scaling back on telling people how I feel. And for me as a person that is more extroverted than introverted, that's a problem for me. I have to let you know how I feel, especially if I'm pissed off with you. You got to know why I'm mad
Right.
with you. I ain't that person that's going to be walking around mad with you and you like, damn, why she acting funny? No, you about to know.
Right, exactly.
This what you said. This what you did.
Mhm.
And when I would say stuff like that, well, I feel like you being judgmental. Okay, if you think I'm judging you all the time, then you guys, first of all, them some deep-rooted insecurity issues that I have nothing to do with. And at the end of the day, if I can't just tell you as a friend, this is how I feel, then what's the point of us having a friendship? Because
Right,
if I can't
exactly.
converse with you, it's dead to me.
Because that's how I feel
So-
about relationships. Like you have to,
Mm-hmm.
if you either you can get with something or not. So even when you put your opinions out there, and especially like with people with social media, when you put your opinions out there, be prepared for people to either attack you or praise you. And so that's something that, you know, you just have to be cognizant of that will happen. And so I give my opinion, but some things I don't touch on because I don't have the experience, so I can't shed light on it. So I tread lightly when it's something that I really can't speak on. And so when if a person feels like you are judging them all the time, then cut the tie. Like she can stop being friends with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. Something that I think we're probably old enough that we've gotten past. Sometimes people outgrow friendships because you don't want to do the same things anymore. You know, like you've gotten to a place where you can tell a person like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to these spots. Like this is not my playing field anymore. And sometimes people want to say, oh, you too good to do this. No, it's not that I'm too good to do anything, but I don't want to do this.
But when I'm doing it, I don't, and maybe when I'm doing it, I don't like it. So
Right.
I don't want to go.
Right. And so
Yeah.
that's a major reason I believe that people outgrow friendships, because some people like to stay in a certain space that's just like that old man or that old woman who just still in the club just by herself. But guess what? If that's what you want to do, you can do that. If other people don't want to do that, that's okay. That's not an issue. We're grown. We make our own decisions. And you just have to respect people's decisions. And that's just what it is. That's how I feel about that one.
And let's explore that too good to do stuff thing. I've been told that too. Y'all, it ain't about people being too good to do anything. Everybody knows what type of job I have. I work in education. So I literally have to take an ethics exam every year to keep my job. A code of ethics, the things that we have to do. And why can't we have fun in a private setting? Because I'm trying to protect my livelihood, meaning I'm trying to protect my family. And you be okay with it. So now you too good. When you know what, I had to tell somebody I am too good for that. You know why? Because I've become a better person. And not too good in the sense that I'm better than you. I have become better than what I used to be. And I think about things holistically now instead of I want to go out and have a night on the town. I want to go out and have a good night. And I don't know how I'm going to come back that night. You know, back when I was 24, 25 years old, that was okay. But even then it wasn't, because I was still in education. But at this point, those are the types of things that we can't do and that no longer interest me in the first place. Does that mean that I'm too good to be around you? No. That just means when you want to go out and hang out in the club at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm not the friend that you call. Call the other friend that's okay with that. And when you want to go to brunch and we have a mimosa here and there, and we do what we do, call me because I can make plans for that. But I get tired of people saying, "Oh, you too good," and that's almost like a guilt trip for people. If I tell you too good for that, I'm gonna make you feel bad, and you're gonna do it. Well, first of all, you don't know me if you think that's what I'm about to do, because I don't care about you trying to guilt trip me. I'm still not gonna. I don't do nothing I don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So. I get tired of that. People trying to guilt trip you and you too good for this. No, we're not too good. But in a sense, we are. I'm too good for who I used to be.
But you're supposed to grow. You're supposed to grow. Right. You're supposed to elevate. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to change. And, people say like, oh, she changed. And you should change. Like, you should not be the same Kateisa from 10 years ago. You shouldn't be the same Shonte
and then on
from
top
15
of that,
years ago.
It's hard to still... You can't hang like you used to. I know I can't.
Man. I know I can't.
What?
I can't.
You know what I'm saying? Because for instance, like my boyfriend younger than me, how old that nigga
is? Don't worry about it. Carry the one.
Yeah, motherfucking brain. But he younger than me. He can hang out till 4 or 5 o'clock. Sometimes I hang with him. I'll be like, well, look, take me home.
You come back.
And then y'all can go back because I'm done. Right. I can't even see no more. Nah. And you probably could have hit 2-3 more spots. Drop your girl off because I'm going to go to sleep.
And some people can do that. I can't. I ain't never been able to do that, y'all.
No.
It one and done for me.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get to the point where I see Vegas the next day. Like, I see the sun coming up because it's 6 a.m. Like, I do want to have one of those nights. I have yet to do it.
Oh, I used to have those nights with the friend I was talking about that didn't see my son. So like me, I done hung with her and I'm like, bitch, is that motherfucking sun? Is it daytime?
Oh my gosh. It's a whole
and
new
I don't even do no drugs. And I was up. Like, what the fuck? A lot of people can sound like that because they be doing all them drugs. No, I can't fuck with the drugs. No. But I'm just like, God damn. But then, even back then, I can hang out at that time. I ain't have to get up at motherfucking 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Get ready for motherfucking school.
Mm-hmm. Things are different.
Yeah. Things are different. And you know what? Sometimes people outgrow friendships because of, I guess, maybe relationships, marriages, babies. Would you think that? Because, I mean, I don't know, but I would think so because you can't hang out as much as you used to. You can't travel as much as you used to. But I don't think that those are bad reasons.
Right. The one thing I can tell y'all is this. When you get married, you're going to really see who your friends are. You're going to really, really see who your friends are because you'll find out who's actually jealous of the fact that you're married. If you go through some shit, you're going to find out who really supports you. You're going to find out who really is just, I'm glad y'all got through that. How the hell they get through that? You're gonna find those people. It's gonna bring you to that. When I tell you we had 18 people in our wedding party, and we probably talked to maybe half of them, being honest. And it made me realize that weddings are for other people. A marriage is for the two people that get married. So if I ever had to do it over again, and we are going to renew our vows, it's going to be me, him, and my beautiful dress, and him in his tux, and we're going to be on the beach somewhere with out of 3 people there. So, I was so engulfed in planning a wedding for what I thought everybody would be either talking against or for, that I forgot why I was even getting married in the first place. And friends just fell by the wayside. And I also see that in people that get into relationships. Like if you got this single homegirl, this girl that's been single all these years, and she finally found a good dude, treats her good, and you got that friend that's just like, oh, he used to try to talk to me, or he used to talk to my homegirl. I done heard that before. What? Why are you saying that? Why are you not happy for her? I've heard that before, and friendships have fell apart because of that. And y'all, I don't feel like with people that said that about somebody else, not me. Because I need to know that your heart is in being a friend, not only to me, but to other people. Because if you good to me and bad to other people, it's only a matter of time before you turn on me and become bad to me.
Facts.
So I felt,
You're welcome.
Yeah, I've fallen out with people because of what they said about somebody else. And I just like, ooh, Nope. Let me
And
back up.
see, that brings me to my last point, actually. You outgrew a friendship because something happened. Or I don't even know if that's outgrowing it. It's just, it's done, you know? And now I have a few of those, about one or two, in which both of you know about this. Something happened where, just a synopsis, I started dating someone that one of my friends used to mess with back in college. Just like, what, 16 years ago? 18? You know, and we didn't start dating until like 8 or 9 years after college. A long time out of college. And, you know, honestly, like I could have told her that this was happening, but to be honest, we didn't talk much, and dynamics change, right? So we talked maybe like once a year. And at the time, like, I didn't even know where this was going with me and this guy. Like, shit, I'm still trying to figure this out, you know? So what I look like coming to you being like, hey, you know, I'm talking to this dude you screw in college. I mean, because that's what it was. And I think she already knew about it. She was just trying to see when I was going to tell her. And when she asked me, you know, I ain't going to lie, I told her. And at first she acted cool and calm. But then it just took a turn for the worse. And she was upset. And so I was upset, like crying, because I was sad that I hurt her, right? I didn't want to hurt her because I deem myself to be a good friend, right? But I didn't tell her again because I didn't know where this was going. I knew I should have. I needed to tell her at some point, but it just wasn't on my agenda to do it right then and there. So, you know, of course, you consult with your friends, like, hey, like, was I wrong? And they're gonna give it to me straight, like, you know, she can be mad, she can be upset, but I don't understand why she is so mad. And I was like, you know, she can be mad because I didn't tell her, but to be honest, I wasn't going to stop talking to him. I didn't see anything wrong with it, to be honest, because I felt like it was so long ago. I felt like, you know, if you guys were like in a relationship, like this was your boyfriend, like college wise, like, yes, I do think that there are boundaries, but I think that like, I can't like, not, if you just having sex with somebody, I can't have more with them later in life. And at the time, that's what it was. And, you know, we talked and I apologized and I thought we were okay. But the next day it was like, that's not what friends do. You're not a good person. I hope he was worth it. And I was like, you're entitled to feel like that. But this is where I am with it. And I didn't betray you. Oh, yeah. She told me I betrayed her. I didn't betray you. And at the time, yes, he was worth it. I wanted to see where it went. Like, who was I to be like, you know what? She's hurt by this 13 years later. And I'm not going to talk to him. Like, no. And so that was a relationship that I severed because of a guy. And, I mean, that's just what it is and what it was. And I know that it was like a big thing, but, I think about it sometime. And of course I didn't want it to end like that, but it just is what it is. And once I've said my piece about something and, I apologize. I try to, extend my hand and extend my sincere, I'm sorry. And you still like, nah, I'm good. I sleep at night.
And that's what, and you know what? You helped me get to that, when you and I talked about a certain situation. Like I said, when I have to disconnect all contact, because I'm that person that even after I've said my piece, if you come back and be like, well, you know, that really hurt my feelings, but you were really the aggressor or the person that just wouldn't compromise in a relationship or a friendship, I'll find as strong and tough as I am on the exterior, I'm soft on the inside as well. and I'll find ways to blame myself for something failing because that's just me. But it's also a leader quality because if all true leaders feel like if my department or my organization fails, it's my fault. I feel that way in relationships too, but I can't take the blame for a relationship that is to be maintained and sustained by two people.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to come to that. Like even my therapist used to have to say that, well, what did that person do to make amends? Because you telling me all this stuff that you did, what did she or he do? Mm-hmm. And I found myself going, just accepted everything that I was doing, you know. And so a lot of times I was working overtime in friendships, you know, to make them work, and it was draining me. And I had to get to that point that you were just talking about where when I speak my piece, that's it. Like, even if you text me back, either I'm not going to respond or I'm going to say, have a good day. And to me, even saying have a good day is a response. So for me, a lot of times it's like, I ain't saying nothing, you know, and if you keep on texting me, I'm going to block you eventually. For me, I try not to block people because I feel like blocking people makes you hold on to anger. Because if I got to block you, then I'm still mad with you.
Yes.
So I try not to do that. And I really got mad with my husband about that, about when he was in the hospital with COVID. And, you know, this man teach me a lot of stuff just in the few words that he said because he don't say much. But he unblocked some people that we put in our past because one or two of them reached out to him in the hospital, which really upset me because I'm like, you know, nobody should be calling you, but, you know, I have to get past things too. But he unblocked them, and his words to me were, you know, baby, if they still blocked, then I still got a problem with them. I don't have no problem with these people. They ain't saved in my phone. I'm not talking to them. I've just let go of it, you know, and I unblocked people that didn't reach out to me because I had one or two reach out to me. And even in that thing, I was like, thank you for, you know, checking on me. That doesn't mean that we about to rekindle no friendship or, you know, we about to go hang out and go bowling Saturday night. It just means thanks for checking on me. Thanks for letting me know you were thinking about me. But at the same time, he also understands I cannot be friends with people that don't like my wife. That's just not, that can't happen. So that's the loyalty part in him. But I also learned from him what he was saying. If you got people still blocked in your phone, and when you look at it, you still want them blocked, you still holding on to something. Mm-hmm. And he always tells me, he who angers you controls you. Mm-hmm. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
So I learned that little piece from him. You know, he tells me a little stuff every now and then, and he was right.
I say that about blocking people because I don't have anybody blocked on my phone. I did block somebody, but I blocked them because somebody wanted me to block them. But I just feel like blocking people is just such like, personally, I honestly, not only that, I feel like if you block a person, especially like say sometimes we send you messages, boop, and then we like block. It's like, why are you blocking? Like, do you not want to give this person an opportunity to defend what you have said or accused them of doing?
Right.
Do you not want to hear what may be the truth and maybe you are wrong and you're just disguising it as, you know what, I don't want to deal with it no more. Like, no, I believe that you have to give people an opportunity to say their piece. And nothing is wrong. Like, we're afraid. It's a fear thing, to be honest.
It is.
It's fear. So whatever response that they give you, like, say a prayer before you read it or listen to it and just be like, okay. Because the things only make you stronger and better. Like, you can still choose not to deal with them, but you don't. I'm not a blocker. So I say, Kateisa, like this instance talked about, you know, something happened, the reason that a friendship fell off. So is that what you were saying about this, the friendship, or no, you were just talking about me telling you, or you learning from me as far as having my peace. But do you guys have any instances where you're not friends with somebody because something happened?
Mm-hmm. Something happened. My husband and I went through some issues. We always had issues up until about 3 or 4 years ago. And some things happened and had friends that got to talking, running their mouth, I mean, like literally calling folks, telling folks what happened. So to me, that was, you couldn't wait till something bad happened to me. And you couldn't wait to call and run and go say that this happened, that happened. And you were calling people that didn't even know nothing about it. And instead of me, because a lot of times I don't say stuff to people because I can be real vengeful. I can be very nasty. Honey, I go for the jugular. I'm telling you, I just go for your jugular. When you hurt me a lot of times, yeah, I go for the jugular sometimes. And I have come a long way on that.
See, I can't do that. Because I feel like it just makes me feel like, I think it's a reflection more of me than them.
Yes,
so
it is.
You're not going to get that out of me.
It absolutely is. And see, now as I've gotten older, it's a pride thing. I'm not going to go there with you because I don't need you to know that you got to me that much, that I got to go for your jugular, if that makes any sense. So for me, I prayed on it, and instead of confronting this person, like a lot of people felt like I needed to, I just said, I'm done. I'm through with it. I ain't going to talk to this person no more. I have nothing to say. Like I said, I got to the point where I don't need your permission for me to exit our friendship. I can exit at any time because I'm a person. And like Shonte said, I'm grown. I don't need your permission for that. So I stopped talking to the person, but I still was connected through social media. What I ended up doing was unfollowing the person because the pride came in. If I delete you and you see that I deleted you, I have a problem with you.
But how do people even see that? I be wondering that when people are like, oh, she unfollowed me. I'm like, how do you even know somebody unfollowed you?
But see, this person didn't know. This person didn't know. But see, I know because if you always liking my stuff and all of a sudden you don't like it, I don't ever see you on any of my posts or anything like that. I know. Because I'm just, I just understand technology well enough to know that. But I don't know if this person knew or not. I mean, I never asked because I ain't talked to him. But it just got to that point where, even my husband was like, because Kel ain't no hateful person, y'all. Let me tell you something about my husband. I don't like it. A friend tell him something, it's going to his grave with him. This man don't even tell me some of them secrets. Like, whatever you tell Kel is going to his grave.
I'm gonna need that pillow.
So that's how I expect for friendship. Yeah, it go to his grave. That man ain't telling you nothing. So for him to come to me and say, I do not ever want this person in our home. I don't ever want this person on our property. I don't ever want that person at anything that we do.
Was this a person you were close with?
Yes, very close. So I was kind of up on it because I kept saying in the beginning, y'all, I want to have a conversation with this person. I want to know what drove you to do that. Because maybe I just got one side of the story. Because, there's always three sides to a story. Or maybe I just got one side of it and it really wasn't that what happened. But then when I kept hearing the same stuff over and over, but from different people, I knew deep down in my heart, because I started thinking about what type of person this person was, that it was true. And so when he came to me and said that, I honored what he asked me. And I said, you're right. I understand. Because I was coming up on a birthday party and I was debating about inviting this person. And he said, absolutely not. And he ain't never in life since I met him in 2007 said that about anybody. He said, absolutely not.
Well, let me
person cannot come to our house.
Let me ask you this. You know how sometimes people say, how sometimes people fall out and they don't communicate and they don't even know. It may be that you're thinking one thing and this other person could be thinking something else. And I'm not saying for this situation, but I'm just saying as a whole, like Shonte both. Sometimes you don't have that communication. And one thing I can say is I hate when friendships go to waste because two people just don't want to communicate. One person is like, right. I don't care. I'm whatever. And then the other person like, well, she ain't called me or well, he ain't called me. And I just always think that those are such a waste of relationships, especially when they have been lifelong or, for many, many years, when people just don't want to communicate because sometimes it can be a misunderstanding. Again, I'm not saying for any of your situations, but that's just something that I've seen before. And I'd be like, dang, because you said a lot with men. Men, I don't need to talk about. I don't need to call them. He don't need to call me. I don't need to call. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I just always have felt like that's such a waste when people won't communicate with one another just to see what happened, because you two may have a huge misunderstanding. Something may have been lost in translation, and I just, you know, that's just something that has always been unfortunate to me.
What's crazy is the fact that you said that is I did get a chance to communicate with that person, and instead of talking to me, knowing that we had an issue about what had happened, it was everything else all around the world. And by that time, I really had kind of come to peace with it. And I think that's why I never really wrote the person off, because I was like, you know, I never had a conversation with this person. One day I'm going to get my chance to talk to this person and we're going to talk about this thing. But when I realized that this person was thinking, oh, I stopped talking to you. What? No. No, you didn't. That's not what happened. But you know what? You're welcome to think that. But that's not what happened.
Maybe y'all start talking to each other.
Right. That's why I don't talk to you now. And that's why, you know, because I had a chance to talk to this person not very, very, very long ago. And that's what was said to me. That's why I stopped talking to you. You know, and you know what my response was? Oh, okay, if that's what you think, have a great night and a great evening. Mm-mm. So, you know, that's when I realized, okay, now I can cut the ties. So yes, you're right about that. That's when I realized social media gone, phone number gone. I don't need it anymore, because there's not that what if in my mind anymore. Because in your mind, you thought that you stopped talking to me. Like I really did something to you. As much stuff as I know about you, I never shared anything. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, that's when I realized, okay, y'all, I really got peace about it. And I promise you, I ain't thought about it no more. I ain't never lose no sleep. You said, I went to sleep.
Let me ask you this. Sorry.
We were thinking the same thing.
Is this a friendship that you've ever like missed or like dang? What it is, Shonte?
No, I just have to be real honest. It was nothing.
No, be honest.
That's what it was. And that's when I spoke to a friendship that doesn't take or give to you. You know, and honestly, I felt like it was taking more from me because, again, I felt like I couldn't be myself sometimes. So it's not a friendship that I miss. It's not anything that I'm just like, oh, God, you know, I just miss this. You know, some people you just like, I just miss being able to just talk to her and give her my honest opinion about things. And I know she's going to be true to me. No, ma'am.
Well, Shonte, what about you? Do you have anything where you fell out with somebody because something happened?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I had a friend. We pretty much kind of got physical. Well, I must have got physical with her. But we have been friends for a while. And when we would hang out, she was one of these people, she would always start shit. And it was funny because I started to tell her. I was like, one of these days, because she just one of the people, she'll fuss at everybody. She was one of the people, like, 9 times out of 10, but before this night ends, she is going to be arguing with somebody or in some type of shit. Mm-hmm. But me and my other homegirl would just always take up for her, always have her back, So, to make a long story short, she said something about my kids. And I said, I'm going to give you an opportunity to take it back. And she goes to say that she was just talking about my stepson and not my son. I said, well, bitch, that's the same motherfucking thing. So we pretty much
like you supposed to say, oh yeah, because that ain't my son.
Yeah. So we went back and forth. Oh, I think she pushed me. I don't know. I can't remember, but I know I slammed her in the middle of the street, and people broke us up. We went some months without talking at all. And then, like, we kind of made up. So we're cordial. I still talk to her, but it's no more hanging out. That was just that was the end of that. But it was a long time coming. When it happened, I wasn't shocked. I knew eventually it was gonna happen. I used to warn her that it was gonna happen. So when it finally happened, and she was just one of them people. She couldn't keep friends. She jumped around roommates. She always followed out with this person, arguing with this person, be arguing with a sister, be arguing with her mama, and I just be like, well, damn, bitch, don't you think it's you?
Facts.
Because, like, if we hang and you ain't around, everybody have a good night. I don't be having all this shit go on until you are around. So it's just like you can go ahead on because, and then too, that can be very toxic in a relationship because I do consider myself a good friend. I feel like I always have my friends' backs or whatever. And like if they in some shit, okay, now we in some shit, but don't keep putting in shit.
Right.
And don't start shit just because you know you got people around you that's gonna have your back. I'm not doing that shit because if we weren't here, you wouldn't be talking none of that shit you talking. And she just was one of them people I knew she would talk shit because me and one of my other homegirls was gonna always have her back. But it's like, nah, hell nah. I'm not gonna be fighting folks and all this shit where you can just shut your ass up. Like, it's simple. So we are cool. The other friend, matter of fact, it was three of us that hung together all the time. The other friend is still a little closer to her than I am. Like, she has events and stuff. She was like, do you want to go? I'd be like, no, we don't go to each other's stuff. And that's fine.
Yeah. As long as you know what the boundary is.
Yeah, we had a cool place. But yeah. Nah.
You know what? I think that when you have more of a solid foundation with your friendship, things can be mended. I think that when certain things are not attacked, because Shonte, me and you got into it. So me and Shonte have been best friends since kindergarten, right? We have gone through life. No, seriously, we've gone through life and we've been really, really close, hanging out all the time together. We get to middle school, we hang out together, we get to high school, we still good friends, but we have like branches of friends that we still hang out with, and we may not run in the same circles, but we're still really good friends. We go to college, and I mean, we are congealed together, you know what I'm saying? And we do that throughout. I leave and I go to Tuskegee, and of course sometimes dynamics change. And I think that probably is the time that Shonte and we didn't talk so much. And honestly, it was more so because of a person that I was dating. She didn't like him. I mean, she don't really like anybody that I date.
Cause them niggas be lame as fuck.
So
I'm just gonna say it.
She, you know, I think like he was in my ear just kind of saying like, oh, well, you know, she might not be that good of a friend. And sometimes you kind of back up because you got two opposing people, right, who don't, you know, who ain't really getting with each other. But once I got over that hump, you know, it came back together. And I even told her about that. You know, I was like, you know, I feel like we didn't talk a lot at a certain point in time when I was in Tuskegee. And, you know, he would say this, and I think that I did start kind of subscribing to it. But we talk about it and we move on. But the time me and Shonte really got into it, we were in college. And the people who are closest to you, they know your shit, right? So those are the people who can hurt you because they know those buttons to press, right? So one day, you remember this?
Mm-hmm.
So one day I came home and, you know, I had some information about her and she knew my shit. So I just came in the house and I was like, so I heard this, that, and blah, blah. And she was like, okay, and I was like, and so you doing this, that, and other? And then she was like, so then what about your shit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, we going there? And so we are arguing. I'm to my OE little ass hallway. Tasha is in the middle of us crying. yo, so crying. We are onto my face to face arguing, and I was like, we were fighting here, like both of us, fire as hot. Where we ended, where we did not fight, but we were damn close. She was crying, I was crying. I left the house, and the apartments were so close to each other that our homeboys text, and one of them was like, y'all all right over there? I was like, yeah. So I left. I went to Warner Robins, got my little boo. I'm crying, you know what I'm saying? And the next day, I came home and she was downstairs, and we both, like, at the same time was like, I'm sorry. And, like, that was it. And we started crying again because we knew that we had pushed each other's buttons, but it's not something where, like, she didn't attack my character. See, that's important. Because when people attack your character, like, that's something that's like, oh, really? She didn't attack my character. She just read me my shit. I read her shit. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? When you attack the pure essence of a person and their core, and you question who they are, and when you question who they are, then that's when it becomes a problem. And so, like, she and I, we don't, like, we good. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good friendship. Like, that is a great friendship. I have a problem when somebody attacks my character. Because, you know, I have a friendship where I fell out with somebody because, again, about a guy. Like, God damn, I'm not that person. Yeah, and it was like...
And them niggas ain't falling out.
That period. And you know what I'm saying,
they don't give a goddamn.
The thing about it was, like, one, communicate with me, and then two, you can't use something against me. This person said that they didn't trust me, and that hurts. Like, that hurts a lot for somebody to be like, I don't trust somebody, when you haven't given them no reason for them not to trust you. But then at the same time, you kind of use the stuff I've told you, or you're in my circle, so you know whatever you want to use that against me. But that just kind of hurt for somebody to use something against me that you know what happening. You know about the shit where I fell out with another friend because of the guy, the whole college thing, and then you like, well, I thought about this thing and that's why I didn't trust you. It's like, well, one, you're saying you don't trust me and you're supposed to be my friend. And then two, you're using something against me that I share with you in confidence. And friends don't do that.
Right.
And, you know, for me, I think that, I don't know, it's just some things that are just hard to, like, move past. Because I don't know how many sorries or, like, I was feeling this way and that's why I said that. Like, no, I think when you attack a person's character, that's big. And it's hard to come back from that.
Really big. Mm-hmm.
And people, they try.
And then if you don't trust me, what do you want to be my friend for?
Absolutely.
That makes no sense. If I don't trust you, I'm not rocking with you.
Right.
I'm not rocking with you.
Right. Like, facts.
You need to go your way and I need to go mine. Because if I don't, and trust go with any type of stuff. I don't trust you. I just don't trust you. You might steal some motherfucking money from me.
Right.
You might set me up, all type of shit if I don't fucking trust you. Like, no.
Yes, that's right. You just can't say I don't trust you to not tell my business. But I can leave money around you. No, if I don't trust you wholeheartedly. That's just what it is.
And I'm not a liar. I'm not going to be deceitful.
Issue cannot be an issue with friends.
Right. It cannot. But,
yeah, because Adrian, don't you have a friendship that you have been working on that has, like, weighed you down in a situation and you just feel like, I am coming to my wits end with, like, is it draining?
Ooh, way to put me on the spot. I'll say this. I don't think that relationships or friendships should be work. And I just feel like when you have to have conversations like every couple months about something with a friend, like you gotta have a powwow. Like, that's too much.
Yeah.
That's just too much. And so I'm just getting to a point where I just want to be unapologetic in if I don't want to respond, if I don't want to hang out, that's just what it is. And it's okay to want to remove yourself when you feel like maybe something is too much for you. And right now, I just feel like it's just too much. Like, I don't like to argue at all. I don't like to have confrontation, like, especially in an argument. Like, oh my God, what? Something's still wrong. So when you feel like that in a friendship, like, oh, we got to do this again, or like, oh, somebody feels away, and they may feel the same way about me, and that's okay. I think that you just have to know your limits and know what you can and can't do. Like I said, when people show you who they are or whatever they do, either you can get with it or you can't. And right now, I'm just kind of at a point where, like, I can't. I'm okay. And I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I'm not angry, but it's just too much. It's just starting to be too much. Right. And that's not what a friendship should be. So, yeah, like, much love. Like, I'm good, but I'm just tired of just kind of, yeah, I'm just good. So, this has been a really, really good podcast conversation. A lot to say. Learned a lot. And Kateisa, I definitely want to thank you for shedding light on, like, how to cut something off. You like, I cut all communication, and I don't need to ask you permission to let go of our friendship. I'm my own person. I can do that by myself. And
it's not easy for everybody to, that's not easy, because I think one of my things was, I think I just always prided myself in, like I feel like I got good friends. I keep my friends. So when you get to a point in life when you start to separate people, you be like, well, is it me?
Is it me?
Like, because this feels fucked up that I'm losing a friend. Like, what do I need to do different? Like, this is, and it's if you go, like, if you get to an adult and you ain't never fell out with nobody, you be like, what the fuck is this shit? Like,
I know,
this
it's
a thing?
so crazy.
Like,
so
yeah,
crazy.
We fall out with these niggas and have different boyfriends, all that shit, and don't talk to them no more. But your friends, like,
yeah.
But you know what? Something else too, though. Sometimes people are friends, like we said, because of convenience. Like, you guys went to school together, you guys had a class together, and maybe something just keep putting y'all in the same space, and maybe it's just still not working. And so you're at a point where you got to be like, I'm good.
But see, I feel like that's different. If you got friends to where, like, for instance, I'm pretty sure we all have had friends at a job and you was real close because you worked together, and then when you didn't work together no more, y'all kind of don't talk like that. But it don't mean like you don't fuck with the person no more. It's just y'all not
just a different
space no more. You don't even see each other like that. But also at the same time, when you have somebody where y'all was talking on the regular and you lose that person as a friend, that's different. That feels different.
Right. No, you are exactly.
It feels kind of like a breakup. Like,
yeah.
And it's just like,
and you know, that's how I feel. Like, I feel like I got to break up. I got to break up.
Yeah, but sometimes it need to happen. And then just as an adult, and especially the way we are getting now, just like Kateisa was saying, everybody busy. Everybody got shit to do. And sometimes I might not want to do what you want to do.
And that's okay.
You might ask me to come, and I don't feel like it. That should be able to be a thing.
And I think let me say that before you move on. I think that we're too grown to be like babysitting people's feelings. And when somebody when you don't want to do something somebody wants to do, they're being passive aggressive about it. Like, that shit right there just burns me. Like,
yes, me too.
It's okay. Like, you don't have to be passive aggressive, because what people don't understand is I look at your pattern, or you look at people's pattern, like how they respond to everything. And then when you respond to particular things, it's like, I'm like, it's okay if we don't want to do the same things, or if I can't do it right now, it's okay. But Go ahead, Shonte.
Yeah, and that's just. I think some people just don't realize that part of being an adult is doing what you want to do. It's just like, for instance, when I one of my birthday trips, we went to New Orleans. So my boyfriend, he was like, "Do not invite all these people. That's too many people. Everybody gonna be arguing." Da, 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 da. I'm like, "Nah, these group of people that I'm invited, I feel like we gonna be straight. We gonna get up every day and do what the fuck we want to do. If you want to go to this place, come on. If you don't, I'll catch up with you later." I say, we ain't got to do group shit. Everybody ain't got to go to the same place together. And we kicked it. Everybody kind of did their own shit here and there. We did shit together, and it was a good time. But I've also been on a trip. This trip was all females where, oh, I want to go here. This person mad because they want to do this. And then I'm like, here go the fucking bullshit. And when some people as adults, if you are a person that get mad at people because they don't want to do what you want to do, it's something wrong with you. Mm-hmm. You need to have you some more kids or some pets.
Or probably some counseling.
That you can tell what to do. Like, and then because that's some inside shit that, I'm mad because you don't want to do what I want to do. Like, we're not even the same fucking person. So,
and it's controlling.
Yeah, I don't like to be controlled. I don't like to be controlled.
Me either. Ooh,
but I will say this, like in this friendship conversation, like I think that I'm a pretty good friend. Like I try to be. And
yeah, you are.
I mean, to be at this point in my life where I feel like something.
I think you try to be too good of a friend.
Yes.
Because sometimes I be like, nah, that's some bullshit, and they can fucking go to hell. And because I'm not the friend that's gonna be try to be nice and I ain't gonna try to say that. I'm gonna say the bullshit, and you get the fuck.
And like, everybody need it. And that's what Candida says I am for her. She's like, you say everything that I'm afraid to say, and that
it's coming out of me.
Say, no, leave that shit alone. No, no, that's not a friend. No.
That's Shonte for me. We was over to the house. Ashanta, shout out to Ashanta. She was saying one night that I was over Shantae's house, like she was giving me this whole long speech, and she's so sweet. She's like, "Well, Adrian, what?" I'm like. I don't know. And Shonte like, because she fucking blah, 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 blah. I'm like, guilty.
That's no, like, and like I was saying, it is hard and it weighs on you and you feel like you didn't try. So to make you feel like, well, damn, I ain't even try to make sure. But once you done try it so many times, I'm not gonna keep doing that.
Yeah. Right. And I think that's just where I am. Like, again, I don't like to go back and forth with stuff. And I don't like to always just keep having something. And
your friends, it's supposed to feel good when you with your friends. Not to say y'all won't never disagree and no bad things won't ever happen. But when you get with your friends, that's supposed to be your happy place.
And it's a good time.
I don't want to be talking to you and feel stressed. I shouldn't feel no stress when I'm going back and forth with you, and it's a constant thing. It's constant stress. That make me feel like, God damn, this bitch, it's always something.
We're in a relationship.
Yeah, like, for real. I cuss my nigga out enough. Nah, bitch, I ain't got time for you. Go head on with that shit.
Well, we are going to end on that note right there. I have really, really enjoyed this podcast. And I hope that we have shed light for a lot of people. Yes, Kateisa.
And I just want to point out that all three of us have known each other.
Yes, I forgot to say that.
2002. We have known each other 19 years.
Yes, we have.
So
Georgia girls, Fort Valley.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. Syrup makers. She down there in them syrup makers, Cairo. We down the street, Brooks County. So thank you guys so much for being on the show. But before we sign off of the show, I always ask your tip. So what is a tip that you want to leave with the people today? Whether it be about, you know what? I want to make it about this episode. What advice do you want to give somebody about, friendships, or they may not be ready to cut a tie, or they may be reluctant to do so, like, what do you have to say? Go, Kateisa.
So for me, whenever and this is, I'm gonna go with the faith-based answer initially. Whenever I am struggling with whether I should let a situation go, whether it be with family, friends, whoever, I always pray on it. And I ask for guidance on that. I ask for what should I do, and God always moves and shows me in some way. He either says, be still, or it's time. And I figure it out from there. But if you're not a person that believes, because I know everybody doesn't believe in God and everybody doesn't do a whole lot of praying on things like that, then I would say evaluate whether something is serving a purpose for you. Because if a person at our age, I'm 37. I think we all 37 here. At our age, if you're not pouring into me, what are you doing? Are you taking from me? If you don't make me want to be a better person, even if it's just, oh, I just love the way I love the way Shonte loved Dallas. I just want to be that type of mama. If you're not making me want to do that, you're not showing me. It could be the smallest things. It ain't about money. It ain't about jobs. None of that. I just want you to make me feel like I need to be better in some way. And that's you making me a better person. Or she make me think about stuff differently. Let me think. Let me see, what would Shonte do? Or how would Adrian respond to this? That's still making you a better person. I think people, when they say making a better person, they always think in terms of monetary or tangible things. It's not always that. I don't need friends that give me money and stuff all the time. I need somebody that makes me just want to be better in some way. So I would say evaluate that portion. If you can't come up with nothing, then it might be time to reevaluate the people and see, okay, well, are they making me a worse person? Am I doing things that I normally wouldn't do? Because that's what I had to do. I honestly had to do that. And although I'm, like Shonte said, she got a friend that she got into a physical altercation with, they still cordial. We just don't hang out anymore. I still speak to you and I see you. It's all love, but we just don't hang out anymore. So the friendship is not where it used to be. So that would be my tip.
And sometimes let me say this, and sometimes you have to be careful with friends, because sometimes people only do stuff because they want to reciprocate it. They don't care about the action. They just want it to be done back to them. And then when they don't get that response, they got an attitude. They're resentful. Ooh. So you have to be careful of people like that. Oh, baby. You have to be careful of people like that, and you just watch them and watch how they act, and you watch how they respond to not getting the reciprocation. I just want to say that. But go ahead. Maybe that's my tip. That's my tip.
Okay.
Shonte.
And then, too, I think about... I don't know why we are in a time to where, like, you can outgrow friendships and it's a thing, but I don't know why we are in a time where people brag about losing friends. Like, oh, I don't got no more friends. I ain't got this and I ain't got that. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing, because friends, like you say, you might need some support. You might just need somebody to talk to. Like, you probably need a voice of reason. You might need somebody to be like, well, yeah. You be like, well, was I wrong? Or look at this way. Da, da, da. And sometimes you have to talk to different friends. Like if Adrian talked to me and somebody done did something, I'd be like, fuck them. Somebody else might be like, well, maybe she's feeling XYZ. And that just is what it is. I be telling Adrian, you don't need no fucking friends with me anyway. What the fuck?
Right.
Gang, gang.
But it's just, I think you just have to go about life and just do what makes you happy. If you have a friend that is not making you happy and they make you unhappy way more than they make you happy, they can go. They can go. They are not needed at all.
That's right.
I agree. Well, thank you guys so much. Again, this was fun. Kateisa, it's good to see your face. And when COVID gets better behind us, I still haven't got my shot yet. Shonte, I'm back in the yellow area with that, so I don't know. I do want to do some traveling.
On Wednesday to get my second one.
I do want to do some traveling pretty far, so I may have to get the shot. I mean, of course, I can get it. I know, but I'm just...
Come on, science major. Come on, science major.
Hey, man, one of my homegirls going to tell me she wasn't taking. I was like, well, bitch, you do coke, so what the fuck are you even talking about? She was like, yeah, you kind of right. You need to get the fuck out my face.
I feel the same way. Like, what?
You snort shit up your nose. And you gonna tell me you're not taking the fucking vaccine?
She don't need the shot. She good.
I had to tell somebody, hold up. You don't want to take the vaccine, but you out here sleeping around with no protection. Like,
shut down these dicks in your life. Go to hell.
Ain't no vaccine for HIV, baby.
Listen, so you know what's so funny? I cringe when I hear people be like, well, you on the pill, right? I'm like, I mean, not to me, but when people talk and they be talking about the reason why they don't use protection, I be like, why is everybody so concerned with only babies? Do you know that there are monsters out there? It just blows my mind. It blows my mind.
It does. It you know what it speaks to? I say this all the time. It speaks to the incompetence and I don't even say incompetence, ignorance of people's communities and where they come from. Because birth control, do y'all not read that little bit that say does not protect against STDs? Do you not see that? Did you not see that?
But you know what? You know something else too? I watched an article, I watched a video. This lady, she was HIV positive. And of course, they've come a long way with how they manage HIV positive in patients who have AIDS. But I watched this video on YouTube with this young woman, I think she was like 21, 22, and she was HIV positive. And she just talked about the medications that she has to take and how much they cost. So not even the fact that you have this virus that is lifelong and that, will contribute to demise, but it is expensive to try to manage. She was talking about like $5,000 a month. And I was like, oh my God, but anyway, that's like a podcast for another day. We done got all So anyway, thank you guys.
That's what happened.
Right. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the StraightChaos Nochaser podcast. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share this podcast with everybody you know. Thank you guys so much for being my guests. I appreciate you. I love you so much. I cannot wait for us to be